Hi, thanks for checking out my agent, the BI Data Readiness. Just a little background on why I created this. So when I was thinking about the first kind of agent I wanted to create it was really about, all right, what are some of the tasks that I'm doing that potentially I could automate using this? And this came to mind. So basically, there are a lot of times when I'm downloading files, reports from whether it's a billing system or a usage tracking system like Heap, where the data is in a format that's referred to as like a wide format. Basically, you've got some customer data in columns, and then you've got periods, monthly periods, weekly, daily, spread out in columns. So it kind of creates this wide format. Now, let me show you an example, right? So this is like an example of like a revenue wide format file. You've got your customer columns, customer ID. Hopefully, you've got a unique identifier of your customers. You got your revenue spread out across periods. But the challenge with this format is if I want to upload this, let's say, into another BI tool like Tableau or Looker or Databox or something along those lines, this format isn't really that friendly. It's generally seen to be more of a long format that it wants to receive. And an example of what that looks like is here. But actually and so what happens is obviously you've got now your periods all as monthly rows. So it's a nice clean upload that you can do. Getting the wide to a long is a little tricky. And I had created a script for myself and I figured, hey, why not bring this to the world? And that's basically the genesis behind the BI Data Readiness agent. I've added a couple of additional things in here that might be of interest to you, such as once you've generated the long file, and you can go ahead and upload it. If you'd like to leverage some of the native capabilities that Agent AI has around analyzing it using LLMs, I've chosen Claude. It gives you that option to do that towards the end. But certainly, if you don't feel comfortable with that, based on whatever your data is here, you don't have to run that particular part of the process. All right, so let's just show how this works. So very first thing is it's got to be a CSV file. That's just a hard requirement right now. There are some requirements too around the columns. I'm potentially going to change this, but for now, it's customer name, your customer ID, and then any number of time period columns. So whether those are, again, based on monthly periods, daily, weekly, you can have as many as you'd like, but one thing to note is there is a limitation to how many rows we can currently generate, and that's 5,000. So as an example, if you have 400 customers, then you're only going to want to have about 12 or so columns representing your monthly or whatever time periods you have, because that'll bring it to about 4,800 rows. So once you're ready to go, you've got your file, upload the CSV file into the agent, hit upload. There are two types of metrics that I have set up in here. One is revenue. So if you've got this as revenue, you just keep it there, or you can change it to usage. I'm just going to keep it on revenue for now and then hit go. And within a matter of seconds, you've got yourself a nice little output that you can take back to your file. So I'm just going to go ahead, copy, paste, go back to the sheet, drop it in, and voila. I've got my long version of my file ready to go to upload by BI tool. Now, as I mentioned, I've added in a step here that if you'd like to analyze this output with Claude, go ahead and do that. And this will give you a nice little overview of some of the things that it's observing about the data that you've got going on in here in your long file. Depending on how large your data set might be, this can take, a few seconds, 30 seconds or so to generate the results. Give it some time, let it think. And here we go. So now we've got some little bit of analysis that tells us, a little bit about what's going on in our customer base across months from a revenue standpoint, gives us some details about our customers, things that it's observing, and even some recommendations. If you like this, leave me a comment or have feedback. Love to hear. It's helpful for me. Hopefully it's helpful for you.